Hey everyone. So I'm just gonna say it. The new iPhone 17 is out. It's been about a month and it's a massive upgrade. I mean, it's got 120 hertz ProMotion, faster performance, double the storage, all for the same price as the iPhone 16 last year price. So yeah, why are we talking about the iPhone 16? It's a really good question, and honestly, I'm very excited for today's discussion because this phone's position in the market has completely changed. So today we're going to talk about what this phone is actually like to use in late 2025. We'll cover the design, the performance on the new iOS 26, the battery life, and yeah, we have to talk about the 60 Hz display. My goal is to help you figure out if this is still a smart buy, if you're a current user, if you should upgrade, or if you should just, grab the new 17. So like I said, I'm really excited to talk about this phone. When it first came out back in September 2024, it was a pretty big deal for the base model. This was the phone that centered on its new AI capabilities, which they called Apple Intelligence, the addition of new hardware buttons, action and capture buttons, a powerful new A18 chip, and an improved camera system capable of spatial video recording. But the biggest thing for me was inside. But now, a year later, and with the 17 sitting right there, its job is, well, it's a lot different. So let's start with the design and this display. I mean, the design, it's an iPhone, It still feels premium. This pink color is, I don't know, it's really nice. A very subtle matte finish. I love the feel in the hand. And the display panel itself, the actual OLED, it's great. It's bright, colors are perfect. It's a fantastic Super Retina XDR screen. But, and it's the one and only real downside of this phone. It's 60 Hz. And look, in 2024, we kind of gave Apple a pass. But now in late 2025, when pretty much every phone from mid-range up is 120 Hz, it's a really big consideration. And with the new iPhone 17 out with its 120 Hz ProMotion display and those new thinner bezels, yeah, it really makes iPhone 16 users feel, well, a little jealous. It's the one thing you'll notice every single day. Okay, but let's talk about something I really love about this phone right now, and that is iOS 26. I'm running the public stable version, and I really appreciate how huge of an upgrade this is. It's so much more fluid. All the new animations, the liquid glass stuff, it just feels so responsive. I mean, I have to be honest, it makes older versions like even iOS 18 feel, well, old. I'm just used to this new design and it's really good. And that combined with the A18 chip, I mean, my day-to-day is pretty good. Apps open quickly, swiping between apps is smooth. This phone is still really absolutely decent on performance. I did run Geekbench 6 and I got 354 on single core and 780/75 on multi-core. So yeah, this chip is no slouch. But I want to tell you guys, the RAM is 8 gigs. I always say this when I re-review older phones, especially the ones with 4 or 6 gigs. The background apps, they're constantly reloading. The processor is still capable, but the RAM just can't keep up with modern apps. With this 8 gigabytes on the iPhone 16, the app and RAM management is so much better. It's still pretty decent. And the new iPhone 17 also uses 8 gigabytes of RAM. So this phone it's still great with multitasking. It's a huge plus. Now, I need to be transparent. This iPhone 16, it's not my main daily driver. It's my review unit, and I use it as my secondary phone for, well, everything. When my main iPhone is on the charger, I've had it since May 2025. And if we look, yep, 98-ish cycles and still at 100% health. So battery life has been great. And I have to give a shout out to a new feature in iOS 26, this adaptive power mode. It's an AI-based thing that's part of Apple Intelligence, and I've just left it on. I do notice some improvement in, just getting through the day with it. It's pretty neat. And yeah, I do game on here. Casual games, sure, but also high-end AAA stuff like Assassin's Creed Mirage. And it plays pretty good. I mean, don't get me wrong, it does get warm after a long session, and it will drop frames sometimes, but for a base model phone, it's really playable. The A18 is a beast. Now, cameras. Look, the 48 megapixel main sensor on here, it's fantastic. It's been great for the past year and it's still great. You get that 2x optical quality zoom. And for just, taking pictures of my friends, my food, whatever, it's awesome. No complaints. But this is another one of those iPhone 17 moments. The iPhone 17 just got that new 48 megapixel ultra wide and the 18 megapixel selfie camera. So while this is great, the 17 is just better. It's that jealousy thing again. All right, so Apple Intelligence. This phone with the A18 and 8 gigs of RAM, it supports all the Apple Intelligence features. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. For me, it's not a big deal at all. Apple Intelligence by now, it's still on like an early beta. It's not all there yet. It's okay for, I don't know, summarizing an email, but I usually just use an alternative that's more powerful, like, Gemini or ChatGPT. So yeah, it's here, but I don't really use it. So this brings us to the main consideration, the downside. Honestly, the only major downside to the iPhone 16 is the iPhone 17. Look, the iPhone 17, it launched at the same $799 price, but it doubled the storage to 256 gigs. It finally brought 120 Hz ProMotion to the base model. The bezels are thinner, so the screen is bigger at 6.3 inches. And it got the 48 megapixels ultra wide and 18 megapixel selfie cam. It's a huge upgrade. And it makes this phone, the 16, a really tough sell if the price isn't right. So here's my final thought for you. Should you buy, keep, or upgrade to this phone? Honestly, it's still a great device. The performance is fantastic. The main camera is awesome, and on iOS 26, it feels like a brand new phone. The only consideration is that 60 Hz screen. So here's my recommendation. If you're in a country like the US and the price gap is $100, like $699 for this versus $799 for the 17, just grab the 17. Just do it, you won't regret it. The display and the extra storage are more than worth that $100. But I've heard from some of you, for example, in Europe, that the price gap is huge. Like, I had an audience the other day say the gap is 300 euros. Now, that is a huge gap. And for a 300 euro discount, this iPhone 16 is an absolute steal. The 60 Hz screen is a compromise, but you save $300. So my advice, if you have an iPhone 16 right now, don't upgrade. Your phone is great. That means it's going to last. Maybe just wait for the 18. If you're on an older iPhone, check the price gap. If it's small, get the 17. If it's big, save your money and get the 16. That's really all it comes down to. So that's just my experience with the iPhone 16. I'd love to know what you all think. Let me know in the comments, especially if you're a 16 owner. How are you feeling about the 17? As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.